Greetings, Zombie Slayers, Sleepy Jim here. Welcome to my solo high round strategy guide for the Black Ops 3 Zombies map, Revelations. So, I have guides like this for every single map since World at War through Black Ops 2, and now Black Ops 3. Check out my channel for the playlist for those if you're interested. But, basically, we're going to take you through all the tips and tricks to getting set up every stage of the way through to getting to some very, very high rounds, which is actually quite easy in this map. So first off, what I like to do is I like to trigger the corruption engine there and basically try not to kill anything for this first one, because it is the easiest one to do without killing stuff, because it is quite frequently one of the individual challenges that you have to do, and while it's not essential, it is handy to have the challenges done in this map. So once you unlock the corruption engine, what will happen is it will open a portal to Narkdor and Toten, which is like the hub area of this map, and it will also turn the corruption engine into a handy turret. Quite expensive though, for 2,000 points, but you can use that to kill zombies as well. I personally don't use it very much, but the other thing that we're going to do here is we are going to build up as many points as we possibly can using our ammo here in the MR6. So you can basically empty a full mag into the leg of the zombie on round 1 and then knife for the final kill to get max points, the usual stuff. Now, often I've found on this map the last zombie will actually drop power-ups, so just hold back on that. Make sure when you do the knife lunge that you back up a little bit, because it could be a something like a double points that you want to wait on till the zombies spawn in. But second round, what I like to do is just similarly try and build up some points. I got max ammo, so that's kind of handy for getting the extra points from the hit markers here. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be keeping a single zombie alive at the end of this round, and we're going to go through and open up to the Eisendrache area of the map. So I like to do this on round 2 because usually most of the zombies will still be pretty slow, and the last zombie that you keep alive is not going to turn into a sprinter unless it's already a sprinter. That just makes it easier for doing the pressure pad step into Eisendrache. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll soon find out. But hopefully by this stage, the very last of the Treyarch Zombies maps in this series at least, hopefully you know some of the basics. But we got lucky on this occasion. We got the mystery box over in this area of the map. I like to head in this direction through Shangri-La because you want to keep the barrier closed for doing high round runs between spawn and the origins area of the map. So we're going to leave that closed the entire game. As you come through here, we're just going to hit the box. If you don't have the box here, because it'll either spawn here or over in Origins start of the game. Basically, you want to get a war weapon so you can get the Kudo, which is probably the one that I would get, which is just around the corner up here to the left. As you head into Eisendrache, you want to throw a grenade up here into this little crypt, and if you do it correctly, you'll see a skull pop out and land on the ground, and we'll come back to what that's for later. But these are the 3 locations that I'm pointing to right here for the shield part in this area. And in order to reach it, what you need to do is activate the 4 pressure pads around the pyramid here, and that will trigger an anti-gravity session. It will only last for a short period of time, and then it will be basically on a timer, and you'll have to wait for it to happen every now and then to use the anti-gravity, if you're not familiar with the Eisendrache. So just got 1 pad left to do here, and this is why it's handy to do this on round 2, because your zombie is nice and slow. Playing solo just makes it easier. Once you have the anti-gravity going, you want to jump up here. There's a piece of pink chalk on the corner here, on this little ledge, so you want to pick that up. We're going to be using that. And up here is where our shield part is on this occasion. So we have our first shield part, and I'm going to head over to do the corruption engine. Now up here you'll see that there's a perk floating in the sky. You can actually do like a little wall run parkour course outside the map here, and if you follow this all the way through, I'm not going to show you like all the way through on this occasion, but if you follow it all the way through, you'll get to a tower. You want to swing around the tower and try and hit that perk bottle to collect it. However, I don't do this anymore in solo because of the fact that I've found like one time out of every 4, or like fairly frequently anyway, if you land, I think it's if you go too high or something like that, you land and you die instantly, and it's like game over if you don't have quick revive. So I don't actually do that. We're going to get all the perks anyway, trust me on this, without needing that free one. But if you are happen to be playing solo and you want to do that, maybe they'll patch it in the future. It's best to wait until you have 4 perks, and then you can get it as your 5th one, so that you kind of get around the 4 perk limit on the map, unless you're using Gobblegum to do that, as we will be in this game. Now, if you're playing co-op as well, by the way, everyone gets that perk when one person gets it. So you can actually end up, if you all have 4 perks, and then everyone gets that perk bottle, you can end up with 8 perks each, simply by using that. So it's quite good. Hopefully they patch that though. Okay, heading up to Nacht. Now we have the pink chalk. What we can do is we can wipe this graffiti off here. The salvation lies above, and we can actually move that to the correct location, which is down here. Now what this does is once we do that that chalk mark Easter egg, we're going to unlock 2 things. We're going to unlock the Tommy gun on the wall, and we're going to unlock a weapons table where you can store a weapon or swap weapons if you're playing co-op. So that's pretty cool. So I was just checking out there, by the way, the individual challenges that we have on this map as well. You don't need to do those individual challenges. They're not essential by any means, but it does help to have the one where you get the free max ammo for the higher rounds. Because obviously ammo starts to become an issue, probably about round 85 onwards, I would say. Until then, you shouldn't have too many problems, especially if you're running some decent Gobblegum. I think in this particular game, I didn't even have to use an alchemical antithesis until round 85 or something like that, so you pretty much get a lot of drops, which is pretty handy. And you also have the Parasite Apothicon round, where you get max ammo as well. Alright. So you might remember we got the skull to come out of the crypt up above here. So what you want to do is wait until there's anti-gravity happening, and what will happen is if you kill zombies next to that skull, which will actually start floating during the anti-gravity, once you kill enough zombies, it's around about 20 or so zombies. That's the CUDA there, by the way, which I do get if the box wasn't in this area. But if you kill zombies near that skull during the anti-gravity, after you fill it with enough zombie souls, what will happen is you'll unlock a mask, which is going to be quite helpful early on here. It's not the best mask, but you do need to unlock this mask for some of the other masks that we'll be going through later on. So that's what we're doing right here, right now. We are going to fill that skull with the zombie essence, or the whatever that blue stuff is. Zombies don't really have souls, do they? So we'll call it zombie essence. Now, just have to watch back here because they spawn out of that wall pretty fast. Little mouse hole or whatever that is. Now, getting back to the, there you go, you hear the audio cue there, and you know that you've unlocked that mask. So where you need to get that is the Kino stage, which is through the next door that will open up shortly. But before we do that, we're just going to hit the box and try and get another weapon. You also want to end up with the specialist weapon in this map, which is the DG4s, the gravity spikes. But here we're going to go with the HVK, good points building weapon. You also want to end up with Lil Lanis, they definitely help, and the wonder weapons. Okay, so we have the Parasite round. So this first time you get a Parasite round is usually on about round 5. And it's just going to be a whole bunch of parasites, but later on when you get this round happening, you'll also get the Furies spawning in, and you'll get the Keepers and stuff like that you have to deal with. It's a little bit of an annoying round actually, but it does give you a max ammo at the end, which is good. So we're coming through here to the Kino part of the map. And we're going to go down and pick up our wolf mask that we've unlocked by doing that skull Easter egg. just before we do that, we're going to pick up a Gobblegum, see what we can get here. Alchemical Antithesis. So Alchemical Antithesis is definitely a Gobblegum that's essential for high rounds. Now back here is our Wolf Mask. What this does for us is it gives us increased sprint duration. Maybe it makes the zombies scared of us as well because you look like a wolf while you're wearing it, but there's our max ammo. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to head back to Der Eisendrache. And now, we started the first step of the, let's call it the Graffiti Easter Egg, where you wipe off the graffiti and you put it in the correct places in the map. So over here on this wall, you'll see another one that you want to collect here. And we're going to actually put this in its correct place, which is in Nacht. Now, whenever you place one of these graffitis, what will happen is if there's a graffiti already in place, it will swap out for that graffiti. So you'll be picking up whatever one you're replacing it with. And I personally find it very, very useful to have the weapon swap table. The Tommy gun, I know a lot of people do like it, but personally I think it's a bit underpowered. It's great for building points very early on, but if you like that gun, this will also give you that gun. Okay, so we're going to move on out of the Kino area here in a second. Just going to get a few kills going here while we're camping in this spot. And we head through now to Verrückt. So in Verrückt, there's another shield part. This is one possible location right here that we're going to pick it up. These little lamps, by the way, if they have purple or red color in them, you can click on them for some dialogue. And this is where Speed Collar is as well. And the other shield location is there, just so you know. There is a third location I'll show you guys as well. And the third location for the shield where it could possibly spawn for you in your game is on this table here in the kitchen area. Would not want to be eating any food out of that kitchen. But anyway, we're going to do the corruption engine in this location shortly. But before we do that, this is where the other piece of graffiti is. So we're going to swap out that one from Der Eisendrache with that one. So the Der Eisendrache one goes on that spot there. So it's right near the box location, next to that tile where you saw me click on that. Okay, so we're just going to power up this corruption engine. Now, these corruption engines are sort of like, in Origins, the generators. So they actually supply power to the area of the map that they're located in. You will not be able to buy the perks like Speed Collar in this area of the map until you've actually activated that corruption engine, if you're wondering about that. They also open up some of the doors later on. We're just going to place the graffiti from Verrückt on that wall there in Nacht. You can't actually see it for some reason. The textures do glitch out a lot in this map, as they have throughout Black Ops 3, rather disappointingly. But anyway, it's definitely there, trust me on this. So we now don't have any graffitis. We're going to pick up the next one eventually when we get back to Kino. And once we've placed all of these, we'll have completed this Easter egg to unlock that weapons table and the Tommy gun as a wall buy. But don't worry too much about this. It's not really an essential step for high rounds. I just find it useful because I don't like having 3 weapons when I'm starting to get into the high rounds. Alright, so now we are in the Mob of the Dead area. And you have Mule Kick here. You also have the next piece of graffiti that we're going to pick up, and that's the one right here, Knowledge Itself, and that one goes back in Kino where we're going to head back to eventually to place that one on the stage. So this is the final of the corruption engines. So just going to power this one up, and that will actually open up a sealed doorway through to the Origins area of the map as well. I'm just trying to keep this zombie alive here if I can, so I can get some stuff done before we head into the next round. Don't know if I succeeded or not there. But what we're going to do is we're going to head back to Kino to get this this piece of graffiti placed, and that will give us, that will swap out for the graffiti that goes in Mob of the Dead. It might be a little bit confusing, guys, but if you're confused about this step and you want to do it, then you can refer to a guide on my channel which goes into it in a lot clearer detail. So this one goes up here near where the old power switch was, and that swaps out for the graffiti that goes in Mob of the Dead, and that will be the final one for that particular part of the Easter egg. Okay, so far so good here. We're going to head back through and place that one to get that done. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through to get the third and final part for the zombie shield, which is the same shield that we had in Gorod Krovi. Probably the best shield. The dragon shield. Okay, so probably the quickest way is to go through the Mob of the Dead area. That's the weapon table right there. So that is going to become unlocked and functional once we complete this part of the Easter egg. Mini Easter egg. So it basically goes back in that spot where we picked up that graffiti before, and that will complete this particular Easter egg. Alright, so now we can actually buy the Tommy gun if you want to from the wall in Eisendrache, just where we got that graffiti from in Eisendrache, if you remember, on that stone wall near the pyramid. And it also unlocks the weapon table, which we'll be using a little bit later, and I'll demonstrate to you a couple of very useful things that can do for you. We better get this little girl at it, if as you're going through and getting into the higher rounds.
What just came out of my mouth?
Okay, so the third and final part for the zombie shield is located through this door here in the origins part of the map, either on that seat right there, or another location that it can spawn in is right here on that wall there, near the gobblegum machine, and the third and final one is right here where on that crate, wooden crate. That's where we have it. This time we have all three parts for that. So we can now go and build that. Now I'm also going to show you guys how to build the keeper altar, and that's one of the locations right there that you can actually collect a part for that. The second possible location that the part can spawn is right here on that stone. And the third location is down in the Mob of the Dead area on a wall just around from Mule Kick, which I'll show you right here.
What was the point I was making?
So that's the first part for our summoning altar. And I'll show you where the other parts are. I didn't pick them up as I go, as I normally would in game. That's one location right there for this second part, by the way. Just so it's easier for you guys to follow it if I do it all in one run through the map. The second possible location for this second part for the summoning altar is right here in this wheelchair. And the third and final part location is on a shelf near Speed Cola right here, which is where it is on this occasion. That one is the one that looks sort of like the Skull and Ann Sapway. So I'll take you through and show you the third and final part locations. This one right here is where it is in this particular game on that table. And the other two possible locations for this one are found in Eisendrache. So the second possible location for this last part of the summoning altar is just around here, near the pyramid in Eisendrache. And the third and final possible location, just so you guys know, is on this little barrel, this area near the Primus statues right here. And once you've got all three parts, you can actually craft that at any of the summoning altar locations found throughout the map. They look kind of like a square stone tablet on the wall. But we'll get to that a little bit later. And once we have enough points to actually use the thing. Because summoning the Keeper Protector and getting a certain number of kills with it is a step for getting one of the hats. Now, this next hat we're just going to craft. This is where the crafting table is, by the way, in Narked for the shield. It's the only crafting location. And yeah, once you get a certain number of kills with the Keeper Protector, it does cost 5,000 points to summon it, but once you get enough kills with it, it will unlock a hat which gives you upgraded jug. So that's probably like the second hat you want to get as you're playing through, but ultimately we're going to go for the ultimate setup, and we're just going to click on the Tesla coils there, or the Death Ray, or whatever you want to call that thing. But basically you've got to wait until the Apothicon Beast, it basically circles around the Narked area in an anti-clockwise direction. And once you hear that loud noise after you've linked all of the corruption engines, you click on that. You have to be fairly quick, and it will actually open up these stairs down here, and it will like tether the beast to this area. And basically it will suck you inside of its mouth, and that is where you'll find the Pack-a-Punch machine.